Petratos wasted no time proving his focus is back on the Jets. The attacker is a welcome addition as Newcastle looks to return to its goal-scoring ways of last season.
Goes away to the international, he gets that exposure and he brings that back to club level and he really shows the difference and what you need to do to get there, and I think that's really good for the boys.
Petratos will start against Western Sydney on Friday, as will Ben Kandarovski, who says he's over the minor and major injuries that have plagued his career.
I think the biggest one was making sure I overcome all those knee injuries that we got out of the way over the years, so they're all gone, and now it's just making sure that we focus on our football and let that do the talking.
Kandarovski scored 5 goals last season. He says a key to the team's success is involving every player in defence and attack.
I want to score now, even I want to score, so that's good. You've got 11 goal scorers on the park, because I think at the end of the day you've got to be in the position to score, because space doesn't score, players score.
Meanwhile, the Jets women are expected to welcome back Matilda's star Emily Van Egmond for Saturday's clash with the Wanderers in Sydney. Larissa Crummer is still out, but likely to feature against Brisbane in Newcastle on November 29. Having won their first game this season against Canberra, the Jets are eyeing off 6 points from their next 2 fixtures.
West Sydney have had 3 losses from their first 3 games, so that's a game that we have to win. And then Brisbane at home, it's another home game, and we need to improve our home record because it wasn't the best last year. If we can win all our home games, it's a massive bonus.
Paul and Tash, that's our look at sport.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. Gav, how's the weather for us next?
There's over 50 ways to get to Europe, like Paris return from $1,399, or our most popular fare from $1,599, or fly premium economy from $3,619.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Labor and Liberals spent $50 billion on the NBN, but $200 million on our farming families. When will we wake up when there is no Australian farmers left, when all our land is controlled overseas? Stop believing in the broken political system. If our political parties cared about Australians, they'd stop taking selfies with farmers and start providing food for Australian livestock and stop charging for water. Put Australia first. Make Australia great. Join the United Australia Party.
Authorised by James McDonald for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
Do you mind if I ask you why you chose Kmart Tire and Auto Service for your new tyres? I like their price beat promise.
Any price, deal, special offer out there, they'll beat it. That's their promise for every tyre they sell.
We sell leading brands at low prices every day.
Are you thinking al fresco and looking for something simple? Call HV Aluminium.
Are you looking for something stylish? Call HV Aluminium.
Or are looking for ideas to design something stunning?
If you're thinking al fresco, call or visit HV Aluminium New Lantern, 1-800-801-572.
Nestled directly across the water in Toronto, Victory Apartments offers a lifestyle where so much is right on your doorstep. Victory Apartments, Toronto.
If you're too busy to shop in store at Officeworks, shop online and choose Click and Collect. If your product is in stock at your preferred store, you can pick it up within just 2 hours. Should be called Quick and Collect.
The Burton Family Toyota massive overstock clearance on now.
With huge savings across the entire Toyota range.
All vehicles must clear. You'll save thousands.
If you want to save big, now is the time to buy. On now at Maitland and Port Stephens Toyota.
Surprise and delight with a Christmas gift from Prouds. She'll sparkle with this diamond ring now half price, or stand out in these diamonds and pearls, and love this solid gold bracelet now just $4.99. Win her heart with Prouds the Jewelers this Christmas.
At Wadigan Park in Lake Macquarie, our beautifully designed master planned community is waiting for you. Fully serviced near-level blocks now selling from $185,888. Plus receive $20,000 worth of added value with every purchase.
New Nivea Cellular Hyaluron Filler. Its effective formula visibly plumps, fills and firms skin using powerful hyaluronic acid for instant and long-lasting results. Discover new Cellular Hyaluron Filler from Nivea.
now to check the latest on the weather with Gav.
Thank you so much, Tash. There's a lot going on around the state tonight. Get to all of that in just a moment. First of all, we've got a little of this to come. This is a big storm cloud. It's been sheared off at the top, and that cloud is coming towards us, I'd say, and it's almost martyrs. It's trying to become a martyr. So in that cloud, it's a mixture of hot and cold air. It's bubbling away there. Big storms are happening right here throughout Western New South Wales, and they have kicked up more big dust storms. Some pretty heavy downpours in that first onslaught of storms that is going to be moving in over the western parts of the state tonight. They may reach us overnight, but that's a long way to come to hold their momentum. There is rain in behind it, but we're not going to get that much, it seems. There's cold air down low, complex low, but the worst of it, or the heavy falls, the best of it really, is going to come down over northern New South Wales. Look at a little gap our way. There's a pulse there that is coming into the south, so we're going to see some storm activity, but it doesn't look like we'll be getting the big numbers that northern New South Wales should receive over the next 24 to 48 hours. Much of the southeast is going to be cloud affected. It's still going to be very warm in the northerly winds ahead of the system, and then the colder air is going to come through, and that's going to cool things down as we move towards the end of the week. Storms throughout the centre, the north, it's heating up throughout the west at the moment. There was a tiny little storm that happened just inland from Maitland around Lochinvar, but that has died out after reaching the low 30s inland. Sea breezes again, capped off temperatures mostly around the mid-20s. The humidity making it feel a little warmer along the coast, but inland again very dry with the humidity down around 30%. There's our gusty northwesterly winds throughout tomorrow, pre-frontal winds yet again, but it's going to be cloud affected, so that slows the heating. There's the worst of the rain or the storms, or the best of, depends on how you look at it. You can see we're largely going, or potentially going to miss it. I think we'll get a little bit of activity, but the good stuff is going to be falling to the north and to the south, as it happens so very often for us. So we're going to see the shower icons here. Temperatures still into the high 20s. That's because of those very warm northwesterly winds, those prefrontal winds getting up. So it will be quite windy with that cloud cover and picking up some falls, but limited numbers or accumulations are expected. A very consistent top temperature for all, around that 30-degree mark, right throughout the valley to the coast tomorrow because of those westerly winds being quite strong. Flattening out the ocean. We've got the swell out there, but those westerlies are going to hold it down somewhat during tomorrow. The high tide is early at 7:42, 1.69 of a metre. Sun to rise 5:39, down at 7:39. Beautiful moon phase for the supercars weekend. The full moon on Friday. They can do a little nighttime racing. Bit of a temperature drop behind this system. It's going to be really, really windy. It's going to be quite cool, but it looks like it's now going to be fine right across the weekend and pretty comfortable temperatures trackside. For the Upper Hunter, we're looking at the high 20s there, but otherwise mostly fine. We get a little bit of rain over the next 24 hours from these passing systems. Temperature drop also for the Central Coast, fining up and calming for the weekend. Surfers, some fun little waves about before the sea breeze picked up this afternoon and just blew it out. There were some nice little 2-footers pushing through, and every now and then almost a 3-footer, 2.5. The water temperature is so nice in at the moment, hot in the steamers at the moment. It is very warm, 19, some locations close to 20 degrees at the moment, so it's pretty good for a dip. It'll be small tomorrow, but some very strong westerly winds keeping it clean.
Thank you, Gavin. That is our bulletin for this evening.
For today's show, we'll have the latest headlines from 5:30 in the morning. Thanks for your company from all of us here.
Good night.
Good night.